Hello there, my Gummy Knights, and welcome back to the Echo Chamber. Okay, so we are finally getting back into the whole Rwby reactions thing. Now look, it's not like I was trying to sit there and hold it off or not actually continue them. Trust me, I am so pumped. I am so excited to really be getting back into this, and I'm definitely so excited to be really balls deep diving into the whole idea that Rwby must go ahead and be completed on my front, because I believe I'm the only one currently who has not finished the current season. Due to my unyielding dismay with this series, it's quite understandable as to why I would not have finished it by this point. But that's all besides the point. A bit of an update here. I kind of want to give you guys a bit of an update as to what exactly is going on. Okay, so several things are coming out on the channel. Okay, so more videos are definitely coming. Definitely going to be completing the Rwby series. Okay, so expect more Rwby videos to be coming out very soon. I won't say they'll be in succession with each other, like one after the other, but definitely expect them to be coming out more frequently very soon. As well as part 2 of my what if. That's right, people thought I left them high and dry, people thought I left them hanging. Nope, part 2 is definitely in the works. It's practically almost finished. I mean, if you call barely having a script to fill up okay, just cut this part of the video. Just cut this part of the video. Part 2 of the what if is definitely going to be coming out, and this part I may feel like it's going to be a bit longer than the first. I would hope it's going to be under the first, but I will only say that because it's going to be definitely more dialogue heavy. And then I got a few more other videos down the pipeline, down the work. Now, actually, they're a bit of older videos, which I had got around to pretty much making. Either I stopped making it, or I forgot to actually release it. And there were some videos I had to get rid of altogether because of the particular subject matter in which I had made that video. It was kind of like, ooh, way in the past, because, again, it's one of those that I had forgotten to release because I was, and actually specifically on some of them was because I was waiting for a situation to develop, and because situations tend to develop rather quickly, I did not take that into account. I should have actually just go ahead and released the video, but I didn't take that into account, and situation, the way it ended up developing, that video would have made no sense for me to put it out. So, anyway, just wanted to let you guys know that bit of an update, and let's go ahead and get into Rwby Volume 7, Chapter 6, entitled, A Night Off. As if I don't still need a few nights off from this bullshit.
Although rioting in Mantle is finally under control, how does it feel to know that the majority of those involved were your supporters?
I don't condone rioting. Especially when our city is being denied aid for the hardships we've already had to go through. But Jacques Schnee's latest stunt is holding the city hostage for his own political gain. So I understand their anger, but ask that they show it not in the streets, but at the polls today.
So, unironically, going ahead and stopping right here within this first, minute, I kind of feel like asking a question. Did the Rwby team fucking predict what was going to happen? As you guys know, there have been many different types of rioting and looting and stuff going on due to the current racial climate and also political climate within our own system going on right now. I mean, we are in the midst of an election. Now, I know, there was definitely rioting within the last couple episodes way before this, but that actually only bolsters the theory that I'm having with here, because I'm not a psychic. I cannot see the future. I had no idea how bad it was going to get due to certain situations that have happened over the course of the last few months. I mean, I get whole dealing with the virus, but they were like, hell no, we are going to go even further than that. We are predicting that there will be riots. Riots for obviously the downtrodden, for obviously the quote-unquote marginalized. I mean, you gotta think, because they are clearly showcasing their hand, that they are a bit more leaning towards the left. And in fact, Robin Hill is more so, I guess, instead of being representative of Trump and Hillary dynamic, which I remember I did say in like either the last video or the video right before that when I was reacting to Rwby. Instead of more of a Trump-Hillary, it's more like a Trump-Biden situation, I guess they're going to try to go with, because I don't know who they support. Or I mean, she kind of feels more like a Bernie character, like a Bernie Sanders character, but I don't necessarily know the Rwby team's politics, and I do not claim to know. Given what I've seen in the show, I can kind of make a good synopsis or guess. Even if they don't necessarily all the way lean that way, given to the influence and culture, and maybe some balls deep predictions over here, definitely. You can definitely see how they predicted the current events and stuff that were going on. I mean, during an election season, there are riots going on for the quote-unquote downtrodden, for the quote-unquote marginalized, and then we have what people are some to presume, what some are presuming, an authoritarian police state is going on right now, where you got calls of defunding the police and all of that. So, I don't want to spend too much longer because I got to get to the rest of this video, but I'm just saying, kind of seems like a hardy prediction there.
Nice. Your recovery's getting faster. Have you always been able to do that?
I don't know. I don't normally think it through that much.
You guys are evolving, and I still don't even have my semblance.
I'm sorry. Okay, that was a brilliant line. Oh my god. Is Rwby actually getting good? Okay, now, I know I was talking about prediction earlier, but, I mean, is Rwby actually getting good? I don't think so. Definitely not, but are they getting good? I know, I just asked that. The idea that Rwby would be so self-aware as to finally acknowledge that she does not think shit through, that she is just this ball of wild, chaotic energy who just does shit randomly, and it has no cohesion, it has no real point to it, any type of emotional or true evolutionary development for her character at all has been practically non-existent after Volume 3. I mean, to acknowledge, just in small... I told you guys, I've been saying this over the course of the episodes. The episodes have been absolutely abysmal, for the most part. But there's always these little nuggets. There's always these little nuggets of pointing out that, hey, the characters are becoming more self-aware. The characters are becoming more understanding that they have flaws. I mean, you gotta think to yourself, what are they doing? What are the Rwby team doing behind the scenes? Now, I know... a lot of you who are probably going to see this reaction have indeed finished the series. So, Again, I promote the idea of no spoilers. Like, at all. I want to always make sure my experience with this show is fresh and new. Particular for me. So, in no circumstances any spoilers. But I'm just saying, that's actually really nice. And as far as, like, the animation and stuff goes, I mean, I don't want to keep hawking on it. It's good. It's getting a bit better. I thought that this was very understandable and easy to follow. Hell, I even liked the little part where Weiss summons up a mini-knight to trip up her sister real quick so she can get the edge over her. I thought that, hey, that was pretty clever. And I even somewhat agree with Oscar's statement. They are necessarily evolving, but maybe not in the way that he thinks. It's definitely not a good evolution for some of the characters, but I can definitely see how other characters may be starting to go into the right direction now. Particularly, Rwby.
Either way, his selection doesn't bode well for our stability.
It could be a chance to work with Robin and get Mantle on your side.
She's right. You have to do something about Mantle. If you could get Robin to trust you.
I bet if you opened up to her, she'd understand that you're being framed.
Hey, let me go ahead and stop you guys right there. Look, I know you weren't there for last episodes. Some of you, a big chunk of this group, wasn't there. Robin is not a very reasonable person. Just so far as what I've seen of her, she is not very reasonable. I know they're trying to paint her up again as a saint figure. We get it. We know how you guys are trying to look for this. And we know that most likely something's going to be involved in terms of Jock and dealing with, the enemies. So I get that. My point being that Robin is really no better. Like, at all. And she is probably one of the least trustworthy person that we've seen so far at this point in order to be able to start giving out such vital information to. I definitely would not do that. I would not recommend it, like, at all. Nora, keep your passions in your pants. Just shut the fuck up. You'll know what you're talking about. And to the rest of you, I understand, when you try to calmly approach the sentiment, but Rwby, and I believe John, no, I don't think you were there either, John, but Rwby, I know you definitely were there. Yeah, John definitely wasn't there, but Rwby definitely were there. You know that is straight up nonsense. And I get it, last episode, pretty much during that meeting, you guys wanted, or you in particular, wanted to kind of like shout out and go ahead and say something, but you saw her character, you saw her personality. Revealing this to her won't be a net benefit for anyone. Trust me. Even you guys still aren't fully on board with the whole idea of the plan that is going on here that's being put put forth by Ironwood. I mean, we talk about this all the time. Does something got to be done about Mantle? Yes, absolutely. Send in the troops. Stop the rioting by showing these niggas you do not fuck around, okay? Come on, people. We're all trying to work together here. We understand that shit has been fucked up for everyone, but calm down. That is not a reason to riot.
The General and I want you to take the rest of the day to recuperate.
You're giving us a night off?
She said it! She said it! You see? You see? She said the thing of the show, the name's title, You see that? Jokes. Humor. Comedy.
Where are you guys going?
Team Funky invited us out dancing. Yang and I thought it would be good to get our minds off the election.
I thought you said Team Funky was annoying.
That's the best part about dance clubs.
I can't hear you.
Ruby, come on!
I still can't believe you're going to that thing.
Just because Ironwood dislikes Robin doesn't mean we all have to. From where I'm standing, both of them seem to be trying their best to help Atlas. As to who's doing a better job.
Oh my god. Nora! Rin, get your bitch under control. Get this bitch under... I mean it, Rin! Fucking Nora. I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest, she's never been one of my favorite characters, but so far, this particular volume has really, really begun to make me dislike her more and more and more and more and more. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut up. But anyway, nice breakdown here. Of course, we have the shipping, the Bumblebee. Oh, we're going to the dance club. It's going to be fun. Ha, 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 ha. And Yang said something stupid in there too, but who gives a shit about those two? We have Rwby actually going to the pre-victory party for Robin.
But a victory party?
Invite's still open if you want in. Penny's gonna be working security.
Oh my gosh, no. You gotta do it like this. That's what I'm doing.
Ha! Gay! Holy shit! It actually is a victory party. Okay, you know, I brought up the idea earlier, like as if they're going to a premature victory party, but what the fuck? I mean, look, I saw the numbers, but again, that may be like a Trump-Hillary thing, like I was saying earlier, and like, not earlier, earlier I was like, oh, she's kind of like, Robin's like kind of like everybody, more strictly in terms of, I guess, ideology, she probably leans towards more Bernie, but in terms of how they're trying to represent it, it's more like a Hillary thing, like, oh my god, she is so popular, I mean, she just is gonna win, okay, look at all these polls. Look at all these polls saying she's going to win. She's definitely going to win. I mean, there's no fucking way that Jock is going to win. I mean, and I'm assuming, given Jock's nature and what's going on that we saw earlier, other things that were set up during the season, that, like what certain people believe, despite no evidence whatsoever, the way that Trump won was through cheating and through deceit. And so, that's the way that Jock is going to win. You see? Way down the polls, no way he can win, but Russia. I mean, Salem, how do you feel being compared to goddamn Russia? God, I wish I could just ask her that. But whatever.
I understand Weiss's point, though. A victory party does seem a bit premature.
Let them have one sure thing.
Probably the last sure thing before Amity Tower goes up and everyone learns about what we're fighting.
We spent so much time worrying about how Ironwood will react to the truth about her. But have any of us considered how we're even going to beat her if we manage to work past that?
Oh my god! And I hate to interrupt because it seems like we're about to get some actually good characterization, but they had to ruin it by starting out with bad characterization. Rin was the only one making sense out of this whole thing. It's like, yes, a premature victory party? What kind of nonsense is that? Again! I mean, for fuck's sake, we see what they're trying to do. Guys, I see you. I understand it. I don't want to keep hawking on it, but they keep bringing it up. It's going to be one of the subplots of this thing, so I'm going to have to talk about it when necessary. Hopefully, I can kind of like skip over a bit more here, but I'm just saying, going to have to talk about it when it's necessary, and it's so dumb. But, Nora, shut the fuck up! Hat with you! No, nothing is ever a sure thing. Don't believe the polls. Don't believe the messages stuff that you're seeing. Nothing is ever a surefire thing. Now, I know, in context for this, we do obviously have to assume that something nefarious is going to go on here. Let's continue on to this premature victory party because it's such a surefire thing that there couldn't be anything else but treachery, deceit going on in order to help the other side win.
Jin said she can't be beaten.
She told Oz that he couldn't destroy her.
But maybe someone else could?
I don't know.
We should be training right now.
We've trained enough. Take some time
We
to...
don't have time.
You know what? I'm actually with my boy Rin. Separating from this stoddy is definitely going to do you some good, buddy. Like, I get it. They are definitely setting up to where these two are going to just say fuck it and get together. And it's more like Rin's conflicted feelings on the whole idea of wanting to be with her, but at the same time dealing with everything going on around him. But I hope that this is actually a trueness of his character and actually evolution of his character where we actually get to see that a bit more vulnerability and see the worry. Finally, these guys stop just running through life as if it's all one big fucking party, okay? As if this is all just easy. They can just wing it. No, he's actually right in his worry about the plan. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter if we got all the people on our side. It's like, can we actually defeat Salem? What's the plan after that? What's going on? And considering that this is meant to be thought of in the macro in terms of the current situation going on with Salem, I mean, the micro is kind of like not really all that important when you really try to break it down. I mean, sure, what could be contained in that micro, some people may say, is indeed whether or not you could actually get the people on the side, considering everything that's going on, but I disagree. I feel like that's more of a macro thing, or could be placed more into the macro, because no matter who wins this election, people are going to be divided. Bringing them together, however, and exposing the truth to them in such a tumultuous time, that feels more like a big picture type deal. And then what happens after that when it's actually trying to start planning to confront Salem? Like, what is the thing? What is going on here? Now, even though I want Nora to shut the fuck up, and most of what she said in quote-unquote rebuttal made absolutely no sense, I will give her about the whole overworking yourself and overstressing about it, and I guess that's what she's trying to before, and about pulling yourself back and taking a few moments to relax a bit, and not necessarily stress yourself out or stress yourself out or become paranoid. And that's fine and dandy all, but the idea is there's a difference between taking a moment and just acting like it doesn't fucking exist. Acting like this isn't something that is important. Far more important than what's happening in Mantle right now. No offense.
Party people gonna stay up late. Oh, and celebrate tonight.
Alright, I'm sorry, I'm right back in here. What the fuck is this music?
Stop it. Get some help.
Hey, Penny! I am so glad you made it. It's just Marrow and I tonight, so more friends means more fun.
No. Why? Out of all the people, Penny, never ever say the word friend and Marrow in the same sentence again. No. Why? Out of all the people it could have been. Why did it have to be him?
And Blinking Angered, off doing their own thing. Again.
At least they're back to being friends.
Friends, huh? Just friends.
What else would they be?
Two people who've gone through that much? I think there's more going on.
Well, maybe one of them feels that way, but the other might be worried.
About what?
It's just... there's a lot of things going on right now.
Okay, so look, I know they're specifically also enlightening us to the idea of shipping between them, but this is actually still conveyed in the idea that this represents what's going on with Yang and Blake too. But thank you for finally just pointing it out, Nora. Well, we all fucking knew that they're trying to put all these characters together. It's like, oh, you gone through that much? The sexuality not matter. I mean, I've always hated it for the sole reason that they've never, ever tried to properly set up a relationship between those two. I don't give a shit who you take to your bed at night. And when I say that, I mean, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're bi. Whatever. Okay, how many times I got to point this out? I mean, I don't know how many times I've actually pointed it out. But I got to point this out. My fucking girlfriend, okay, is bisexual. Okay, that's a thing. That's actually happened. Okay, I have lots of gay friends. I am the worst bigot ever when it comes to hating on the LGBTQ whatever. That's my point being that I do not actually care about that. My point is, if you're going to set up any relationship, do it properly. When we see Yang, she's kind of a sexual assaulter. She's kind of abrasive, but she definitely is in love with the dick. There is no, oh my god, here's a girl. I don't care how much you go through. I mean, what kind of fucking nonsense is that? Oh my god. Imagine a couple of war buddies, a couple of veterans who've, been through the thick of it. They've gone through like several tours of duty, and then they just come back and suddenly start fucking each other. They neglect their wives, they fuck their children, and just go full Brokeback Mountain on this. It's like, what? How would you turn that into that? You're like, oh, but they've been through so much. It's been through so much together. I mean, how could they not just be friends, really good friends? Now look, again, bringing it right back around to pointing out that their Pacific relationship is involved in this, and I was just talking about it earlier, in fact, about, them getting together and how Rin is feeling about it, and everything that's going on. So, I mean, I guess they understood it too, and were going to point it out with each other. That's fine too. Not a bad thing, but I'm just saying, stop it. I've always hated. I mean, anybody who's in a relationship with Blake, whatever it is, what was that bitch's name? Elia, Sun, my boy Sun. Yeah, I'm so glad. Like I said, I'm so glad both of those characters got out of it. Anyway, continuing on. Ugh.
Try not to be too much of a distraction. We need to be vigilant in case.
In case what?
In case someone tries to start trouble.
Oh, funny. That's why we're here. So feel free to take a hike.
Listen, the General's trying to help, all right? Just because you can't understand—
What's going on here, Wags? Oh, and the pipsqueak is back.
We're concerned about security risks. Ma'am, the General doesn't want any surprises tonight.
Fine, but stay out of the way.
Okay, so several things. I don't even know how to start. Wow, alright, let me start with the first one there. That kind of just rolled off the tongue. Right there. With the whole, and Rooby, you feeling it now? Oh, we should be able to trust her. We should be able to, yeah. Robin, you are a C word. Okay, I'm not going to actually say it, but you are definitely a C word. Alright, now on to Meryl. Why did you make me do this, Rooby? Why are you making me do this? I can't believe you. I was just taking out my frustration and anger. Are they predicting this? Did they? They predicted me. They predicted me. They knew I'd be reacting to it eventually. They knew. And they were like, oh crap, we're gonna get him. We've been watching his reactions. We know he's a little bit late to the party when it comes to actually putting out these reactions for the show. I started out pretty great, actually. No, they said, bump that. We are going to get you. And they're going to get me to actually do it. I had to defend Marrow because this whore, that's right, this, what is she? Supposed to be like Poseidon's daughter or something. I don't know what the fuck she's representing here. But this little thotty just comes out of nowhere and starts berating him. Starts insulting him. Normally I'd be on board with that, but it's the way she does it and the way that he combats her that actually makes sense. And her whole little shtick here is nonsense. And it's like, why? Normally, I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh man, if I'm insulting this guy, that's my boy to insult. Okay? That's my girl to insult. No. Anybody insulting this character, I'm okay with. I believe, like, even one of his own teammates did it in a couple episodes to get back, and I was, like, congratulating them on it, because I was like, yes, fuck Marrow. But I actually had to defend him here from this raving thought. God. And then Robin, and the rest of her merry women. Woo! Yes, Queen Slay, come in and is all jumping on his case when he's just doing his job and actually was right in his correct rebuttal to what this girl is talking about in terms of, oh, that's what we're here for. It's like, bitch, shut up. You don't understand what's going on. You'll understand nothing. And by the way, again, this is not an argument for, oh, if you just told them, because we see what happens when we give them an inch. It's not these bitches take a mile. They fucking take that inch, literally turn around, fisted up their coochies, shit it out, and then carpet bomb it. Okay, by carpet bomb it, I mean circle jerk around and start eating the wet juices of their own filth with that inch of rope. Pop for the apple, more like par for the piece of string and all that munchy carpet. Yes, I had to defend him. Rooby, do not make me get used to doing that. I hate him! Please die, Marrow! Anyway, continuing on.
We won't have any problems, as long as you stay within the law.
The law isn't perfect, you know. It's certainly not equal.
Trust me, I'm well aware.
My only goal is that all the citizens of Mantle and Atlas, and Faunus, have an equal shot at a good life.
Alright, I'm not gonna really comment on any of the other bullshit they're talking, but thank you, Rooby, for finally bringing it back. The law isn't unfair, and then they brought up Faunus. I love how he shows his tail. Where's it at? Where is it at? I'm sorry for the ear blasting I just did to you just now, but where is it at? Anyway, I don't care about her politics. I really don't. This doesn't matter to me. So I won't be commenting on it unless they just say something astronomically stupid that I had to jump in here and say, like, okay, that's not how this works. Let me break it down to you. But yes, back to hating Marrow. Love it.
Everything I've done is legal.
Of course. 100%.
That's horseshit!
Well, that worked.
Alright, I do have to comment on Miss Sheep Girl here. I will say that, damn, baby. But that's only because, I don't know, man, certain types of animal hybrid women, I'm one of those guys who loves his monster girls, okay? I'm just gonna be honest. And by monster girls, it's not necessarily that she's a monster. I'm not saying that, but, you know, that whole concept is just like, oh, a girl mixed with a snake. Oh, a girl mixed with a horse. You know, they call them monster girls. I don't know why either, but we're just gonna go with the name. We're gonna just let it roll off the tongue here. But absolutely, whatever you say, baby, I will vote for it. I will go out to the polls and vote for Robin myself. Okay, just because you told me to. See, next time, just use her. Now, of course, I do have to talk about, we haven't seen Robin actually really do anything that benefits Mantle. She's been talking a lot of shit, and clearly hasn't been always working within the legal channels. So she's been talking the talk, we have yet to see her walk to walk. No, walk the walk. Did I say walk to walk? Whatever. Point is, that part in particular, other nonsense! Anyway, continuing on.
I've never been much for public speaking. Probably wasn't my best idea ever to go into politics. Thank you so much, everyone, for choosing me. You said you believe in me, but I'm the one who believes in all of you. You've proven to me that as individuals, we are strong, but together, we are unstoppable. So no matter what happens tonight, win or lose, we will continue to fight for our city. Because it is this city that brings us together!
Oh, yes! I love it! Socialism! I told you. Yeah, I love it. You gotta love it. I will be willing to address in the comments exactly what I mean by that, because I feel like I can write it out in a bit more descriptive when I say that, because some people are definitely going to be asking me, but how is she? Trust me, if you do want to know, I will get to it in the comments if you do personally have that question to ask me. That is all besides the point. And kind of like a bit of a segue here before we get right back into it, I want you guys to know I don't actually despise anybody on the Rooby team. Okay, I know I'm hating on this volume a lot, quote unquote hating on it. I'm pointing out some objective flaws that this series has, but you know, whatever. I said from the beginning I was going to be more real, more raw, more truthful and honest, because before I was just one of those amoebas who's like, oh, it's Rooby, this is good, that is good, oh, I can focus on that, I like that, and it was always just that, and I felt like that wasn't really me. That was more, it wasn't necessarily me going with, you know, the consensus of, oh, let's just praise it, but I do feel like I ended up being a part of just that crowd of people who were just like, yeah, it's good, it's great, it's fantastic, there's absolutely no flaws, but I just said no. And I'm still willing to point out the good stuff that I like, but really, you know, taking off my glasses here, taking off my tinted glasses, I'm actually just able to recognize that this show has really fallen downhill, okay? And it's been falling downhill for a number of years now. And I don't care about the behind-the-scenes stuff that people may say goes into that. I personally feel like it's just really been falling downhill for a while. Anyway, back onto the nonsense. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Only got a few minutes left.
Ben, what's going on? Why won't you just talk to me?
You know, I've never been really good with talking.
Then screw talking.
You know, despite the fact that I've totally been really opposed to them actually just ending up getting together, and I knew they were going to do it, Bumblebee, take notes, because they've been setting this up since Volume 1. Here we are, 6 volumes later, and it actually has a decent emotional fulfillment. I'm like, hey, you know what? This is okay with me. So in the end, whereas I mean, as far as shipping these two in particular, I really didn't care. I kind of felt like when I first saw it, I was like, okay, this is definitely the one he's going to end up with. There's no other options here. I mean, back in Volume 4, we had even the fact they knew each other when they were young. You just saw it coming. I actually thought they were going to end up together by the end of that volume because, you know, you kind of like had it, but then 2 volumes later, they're just now. Really? Now their feelings are all out there. They just gotta say, screw the rules, make some semblance babies, okay? A little bit of a take notes, Bumblebee. This is how you set up a relationship.
You ready, Tyrion?
Always. The polls are about to close. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Watch out!
Go.
Penny, what's going on over there?
Put down your weapon and surrender!
This is Ace Operative Marrow, requesting immediate assistance.
Huntresses, to me!
Come on, we've got to get you out of here.
Ah! Robin!
Right on time.
And the winner of the Atlas Council election is Jacques Schnee!
It's Ironwood's robot!
Penny.
I didn't.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you. It's all because of you. It's a new day in Atlas. We won. We did it.
What happened?
It was Tyrion. Tyrion's here.
Stay! Get Penny out the back, now!
I'm okay.
I'm sorry. Is she? This wasn't us. I swear.
Fine work, Tyrion. I think we are done for tonight.
A surprise victory by SDC Mining Corporation CEO Jacques Schnee. Last-minute voter turnout produced a dark horse victory for the dust industry leader.
Penny, you need to get to Atlas. Backup's on the way. Penny.
Okay, wow, for the first time, I have absolutely nothing bad to say about that. That whole segment right there, I genuinely liked. I mean, I know it's quiet. I know you guys are waiting for me to say something, but no, wow. Wow. That felt like a Volume 2 moment. There we go. There we go. You keep up the... I mean, even Meryl's part in there. I was like, wow. Damn it, show! You did it to me again! I do have something to criticize. That's the only part I don't like is you making me like Meryl. You make me appreciate him. I hate him! Please die! He should have... If he got taken out by that arrow, I would have been totally fine with it. Absolutely. But damn. No, that was actually genuinely good. That whole sequence. That's why I just let it play all the way out, because despite copyright, I just felt that was a genuinely good sequence.
And that was the end right there. Now, I immediately had to jump into that final sequence. My only thing is, like I said, I generally had no problems with it. But the only thing I can see, like, potentially in the future is that, isn't Penny, able to record and store data in memory? And it's just that people will be able to play it back and she can actually show what happened? Because, and I can see if she didn't have night vision, and was just kind of like reacting like everyone else, then that would have been, that would have been a bit more up there. But, again, it seems like they knew her capabilities, right? And so that's why the way that Tyrion reacted in that situation was because, when it's dark and he's moving so quickly, it would seem like Penny, with her swords, just killed a bunch of voters. I mean, she was the only one who was able to interact and react with the situation that was going on around. Now, Rooby is able to point out that it was Tyrion, and she's able to vouch for her on that front because she saw him earlier, but no one else really saw him, nobody else was really paying attention to him, and so it's really just their word, and there's already conflict between Atlas and Mantle and, Robin and therefore Ironwood, given that these are, his agents and like that. So like I said, all that is pretty much good. I mean, I'm just gonna have to give it to them that they would have been able to find out about Penny, but if they hadn't known, then that plan kind of was, dumb. It's kind of like, what? Some people may still try to make sense because she would have just been swinging around and she could have accidentally have killed them all, but no, she wouldn't go off like that. I feel like there is a way that she has recorded this information that could actually show what happened, so I don't know why she's so freaking out, because if that's not a function in her design, then that's kind of a flaw. I mean, like you said, this whole thing kind of falls apart. Their whole plan kind of falls apart, but I'm assuming that that's not a function, actually. Because I don't think they would have gone with this plan unless they're really that stupid. Like I said, there's potential problems that comes with this. But for the sequence itself, I actually genuinely like it. I can't believe I'm saying this again, I even like the part where Marrow, at the end was kind of like showcasing that using his power to such a level of extreme actually does physically overexert and exhaust him to the point to where he is feeling the ramifications from doing that. I was like, wow, that's actually... It's subtle, but it's actually pretty ingenious. It's like, whoa. Because, I mean, my nigga was like, stop! I mean, everyone rushing, trying to get up there, trying to cause a riot, trying to cause panic. He's like, stop! It just slows down. That was actually a cool use of his ability. I was like, damn, that was actually cool. Nevertheless, though, the episode of Raw, has it been improving a bit more? Yes, I would say this is the most improvement they have shown yet. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed too. Definitely hope you'll be catching me in the next one. This is going to be a long reaction. It's going to be a long... Hopefully by the time I cut out any snuff and stuff like that, hopefully by the time I'm doing that, it's going to be a bit lower, but otherwise it's going to be a extremely long one. I wouldn't be surprised if this reaction ended up being over an hour. I hope you guys can stick it out with me for that long, because, oh boy, and I think they have either 12 or 13 episodes anyway this season, so I'm pretty much at the halfway mark, and doing this during a halfway point makes sense to me. Anyway, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
And to all my Gummy Knights, new and old, just remember, this is a man's world, but it would be nothing without his brain and his bronze. And lying is indeed the most fun that a woman can have, without taking off her clothes. Good night.
Desperate for attention, I aim to be your eyes, Sophie boys, Sophie wives. Applause, no wait, dear studio audience, I've an announcement to make. It seems the artists these days are not who you think, so we'll pick back up on that on another page.